While the S&P 500 hits record highs, consumer sentiment in the U.S. has simultaneously dropped to a 70-year low. Pundits point to inflation or job anxiety to explain the gap, but they are only describing the symptoms of the problem. This isn't a psychological malaise, it's a physical collision between our digital systems and the actual economy. We are witnessing a massive systemic hallucination, where our data models have completely lost contact with reality. For decades, the global enterprise has managed the world through probabilistic inference, using historical averages to guess the behavior of the population. However, data privacy laws and antitrust firewalls legally isolate information into corporate silos. Because these systems cannot legally cross-reference data, a hospital's records cannot be reconciled with a local utility's ratepayer ledger. This creates a static reconciliation limit, the point where legacy databases structurally fail to track high-velocity, real-world events. Without a way to verify reality across these firewalls, multi-billion-dollar forecasting models are built on blind statistical guesses. The error compounds when a single, real-world human in crisis interacts with this fractured system. That one event strikes the corporate firewalls and shatters, registering as fragmented bursts of data across 10 different systems. These are exponential ghosts. Because these fragments aren't reconciled, one person's struggle is recorded as 10 distinct demand spikes. This systemic failure multiplies unverified data, projecting an illusion of massive, explosive economic growth where none exists. Predictive AI systems ingest these exponential ghosts, treating the hallucinated digital demand as a signal for real, urgent physical growth. This triggers an algorithmic bullwhip, where AI hyperscalers and utilities authorize hundreds of billions in capital expenditures to build physical infrastructure for a synthetic population that isn't actually there. Wall Street is pricing in this massive boom, soaring on the promise of infinite AI scale, while ignoring the phantom data behind it. Meanwhile, people on Main Street face rising utility tariffs and ruthless job cuts to fund this speculative expansion. The stock market is essentially extracting resources from living citizens to build capacity for digital ghosts. By calling human workers to fund this transition, corporate leadership is removing the very sensors their systems rely on. AI is an inference engine. It cannot feel a power outage or a childcare crisis. It needs human-generated ground truth. Severing the workforce forces AI to learn from the synthetic exhaust of other algorithms. Without living witnesses to anchor the data, the intelligence simply degrades, leading to a total collapse of the model. We cannot solve a fragmented economy by centralizing more data into vulnerable clouds or chasing ruthless efficiency. The solution is reversing the flow of information entirely. Instead of extracting raw data, the algorithmic query is pushed down to the edge, where it is processed locally inside the original firewall. By instantly annihilating the raw data in memory after verification, we guarantee absolute privacy and remove cybersecurity liability. This process deduplicates the exponential ghosts, collapsing hallucinated demand back down to its actual physical reality. This replaces probabilistic guessing with mathematical verification, grounding the system in events that actually occurred. By eliminating the need to build for phantom demand, released capital routes back to the specific points of origin where people actually struggle.